Renault 5 E-Tech Electric is a car unlike any other. For Renault Group, it represents the Renaulution recovery strategy, as well as the industrial renewal and electric shift of its iconic brand. Developed through innovative working methods, the production model has all the magic and charm of the show car. It was developed in just 3 years, compared with the usual 4. Packed with electrical and digital technology and entirely manufactured in France, it is also competitively priced, starting at around 25,000 euros.
The all-new Renault 5 E-Tech Electric, and there is no doubt that you are all eager to know more about this electric pop icon. So to shed light on its design, let's welcome Gilles Vidal. Welcome, Gilles. I guess that the morning went really great with this Car of the Year award. Congratulations, because I know that you worked very hard on the scenic.
Yes.
And I wish the best also for this incredible car. So first of all, Fabrice was mentioning, Luca set you quite a challenge with the revival of this Renault 5. So how did you come up with this incredible car?
Well, thank you, Sandy. It was quite a morning already, yes. So hello, everyone. So we did our best to pull it off, actually, and it is a great pleasure to finally present our new Renault 5 here in Geneva with you today. Now, the goal was to create a vibrant, energetic and pop car. And pop in both ways, actually, as popular as its ancestor and pop through its vibes and colors. And we used ingredients from our historical icons, but beyond that, we took on the challenge of creating a design that would also project into the future. We wanted to create a car that would naturally resonate with younger generations. And we did all this in a span of 3 years, actually.
3 years, that's really short. Tell us, how did you come up with this retro-futuristic car concept? What is the spirit behind this car?
Well, when you ask someone in the street, what is the spirit of Renault 5 in your memory for you? The answer is most of the time a mix of different elements from the first Renault 5 from 1972, from the Super 5 also, and features from the turbo version even. The front lights, for example, come from the first Renault 5 from 72, very lively, very sparkly, very alive car. The longer rear lights come from the Super 5, and of course, the wide wheel arches come from the turbo. And the same goes for the red line running along the arch surrounding the roof and the top of the cabin. So we use these bits of collective memory, if you will, to create the R5 of tomorrow. So the R5 E-Tech Electric is neither nostalgic nor vintage. Actually, we wanted to make sure that younger generations would be attracted to the car for what it is today. And so we worked really hard with engineering, actually, to achieve ideal proportions. Under 4 meters, short overhangs, 18-inch wheels, with an amazing stance on the road. Now, many other details have been twisted into a very contemporary way. The fog lamps, for example, of the turbo are becoming now those very graphic day running lights at the bottom of the front bumper. The cooling grille that you would find on the old car is now becoming a battery charge indicator. And this is a very delightful thing to have on a car. The car expresses itself on its charging status. So it's a really cool thing to do. Now, all this wrapped up in a selection of vivid colors, vivid pop colors, as you can see today around us. And of course, there will be a few neutrals as well, as you would expect. Finally, we had to make a push for aerodynamic performance while keeping the rounded corner spirit of the car. So one cool detail in particular for me, there's almost invisible vertical aero blades in the rear, which are ideal aerodynamic solutions in this area, while what you see are those horizontal, wrap-around lines that define the true spirit of the 5. So back to your point, Sandy, the purpose of the design team was to trigger emotion, obviously, while integrating function.
And you did it pretty well. So this is for the outside design. Let's now talk about the inside.
Yes.
And welcome, Paula Fabregat. Hello and welcome, Paula. So we talked about the outside. We want to know everything about the inside design. Tell us more.
Hello, Sandy. Hello, everybody. So regarding the interior, here too, we have something that will turn heads.
Definitely.
R5 will be a true travel companion, comfortable, but above all, energetic. In line with the exterior design, we have created a tremendously modern interior that aims to be timeless through the volumes, through the details, and the choice of materials. Its harmony creates a hyper-trendy atmosphere. The interior is spiced up with a series of notes from the 70s and the original R5. For the dashboard, we keep the architecture in 2 volumes, as well as the vertical lines that this time we applicate the soft quilty finish. And the cluster, do you recall the square, round, cornered plastic boxes?
Yeah, the 3.
Exactly, from the 3 icons. So we have kept the spirit, but we introduced super high-tech screens. And the 2 horizontal 2 inches integrate a new graphic interface that reflects the fun and contemporary aspect of the vehicle. And for the seats, their design is highly contemporary, inspired by the iconic turbo, with the famous tulip volumes and the letter H graphic. The result is a seat that envelopes you like a cocoon, and in fact, absolutely all the interior is incredibly cozy.
Indeed, I actually look inside. It looks very comfy. Tell us more maybe about the ambiances and the materials that you used.
Well, we broke the rules again. So we wanted to design the interior ambience differently. No dark colors, but harmonies to underline the expressive character of the R5. We introduced blue jean as the main fabric for the Techno version, to be eternally trendy, universal, and streetwear inspired, reinforcing the irreverent and fresh character of the R5. But we can be trendy, we can be pop, colorful, while remaining true to our commitment to sustainable development. So we use more than 26% of materials from the circular economy. And for sure, we no longer use real leather, and the seats are made from 100% from recycled fabrics. And finally, R5 would not be R5 without specific accessories and customization. And I'm completely sure that you will love it.
I personally love it already. Thank you very much, Paula and Gilles, for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
We will now see how the new Renault 5 meets the aspirations of its time. To do so, let's welcome Christian Stein. Hello and welcome, Christian. Well, when I look at the Renault 5, clearly no one can help it but fall in love with this design and modernity, but that's clearly not enough. How can this one win over with its ease of use?
Yes, indeed, Sandy. So remember the purpose of the Renault 5 electric, democratize electric mobility, and then scale it up. So all we have done, we did it with a strong customer-centric approach. Usage is absolutely key when you drive an electric. That's why we provide the right answer for every kind of usage, depending on mobility habits and openness towards the EV.
Could you maybe give us an example?
Yeah, so let's take your example, Sandy. So you told me that you drive 40 kilometers per day.
That works, yes.
Mainly commuting, mostly in Paris, as many of our EV drivers do. So that you charge at home also, and that you are looking to make some savings on energy if possible.
And so what would you propose me then?
So the package we prepare for you is quite simple. A small battery, 40 kilowatt hours, allowing a range of up to 300 kilometers, a simple, efficient, and economically adjusted solution for charging with a bidirectional 11 kilowatt charger. And this charger is the main innovation. It will mean that your car will load and unload energy, giving some energy back to the grid and saving you money on your charging and electricity bill. That's what we call the V2G.
That sounds great. And actually, this would be my first electric car. How can I actually learn how to use it quickly?
So for this, you will have your new best friend, Renault. So Renault is our virtual mobility companion. It will provide you with all the information needed to learn, all the tips and tricks to make the most of your electric vehicle experience. Renault interacts with you to suggest and execute features such as window opening, demisting, heating, or conditioning. On top, it will be able to answer the 200 most frequently asked questions from our customers, such as, how do I connect my phone? How do I start and stop the charging process? Or how do I update the multimedia system? And ultimately, Renault will be boosted by ChatGPT with a brain somewhere in the cloud. So all in all, Renault will be constantly learning from its users to better anticipate and respond to their needs. This is part of what we call the humanized technology, and I think that you and all our 5 customers will love it.
That sounds great. He looks very smart and friendly. I love him already. Well, you also said that I could save money. That's very intriguing. Let's talk about this matter with Marianne Bataillon.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Marianne, and welcome. I heard that I could save money. The EV drivers could actually save money thanks to the V2G. We want a bit more explanation about this.
Sure, it's quite simple. You charge your electric vehicle at home with green electricity thanks to Mobilize Power Box. Your car stores the electricity in its battery. If your car is charged enough and you don't plan to drive immediately, it can feed the surplus electricity back into the grid. The grid uses this electricity to meet energy demand, especially useful during a peak period when the price of electricity is at its highest. By participating in V2G, EV owners can earn money by selling excess electricity to the grid, thereby contributing to a more stable electrical grid. Thanks to the resale of electricity, a customer in France can cut the cost of home charging by half. In addition to V2G, the new bidirectional charger allows our client to benefit from vehicle-to-load function.
Well, that's very interesting and very new. Christian, you also said that this car fits all customers' needs. Imagine that a client wants to go on a weekend away in the countryside. How can he do that with the R5?
So yes, let's consider the case of a customer who is an EV early adopter, so already knowing EVs, is used to traveling various types of routes with an EV, both in urban areas and beyond, and who drives up to 500 kilometers once or twice per month, driving from Paris to the Normandy coast, for example, for the weekend. He will mainly take the highway, will need to charge quickly, and will surely need a coffee at some point. We have the good solution to fit this kind of usage too. A bigger battery of 52 kilowatt hours, boasting a range of up to 400 kilometers, a quick charging solution through a DC charging allowing to charge up to 100 kilowatt, and the plug and charge service that will allow our clients to charge easily with hands-free detection and payment through the Mobilize Charge Pass. What's more, to convey our full peace of mind, our OpenR-Link system with Google Automotive Services built in will automatically find the most suitable charging solution on the way. Basically, our electric route planner linked to Google Maps will plan it all, so zero stress for the clients.
And I buy zero stress, clearly, especially if I'm going on a weekend. Marianne, what about the e-motor for the Renault 5?
The new 110 kilowatt e-motor is synchronous with a wound rotor. It has no permanent magnets, so it doesn't use rare earths, reducing its environmental impact with high efficiency. And to top it off, it accelerates from 0 to 50 km per hour in 3.2 seconds.
That's very impressive. So if I resume, we have a practical and easy-to-use car with solutions tailored to various purposes, urban life or adventures beyond city limits. But Marianne, the question on my mind is that car as fun to drive that it actually is to look at?
Absolutely. When you're at the wheel of an R5, you will definitely have a smile on your face. It's such a fun car to drive, but more importantly, it's a car full of technology. To start with, R5 is equipped with a new generation Ampere Small platform, which is EV native and dedicated to B segment, using the very best of electrical innovation without compromising customer experience. By combining a low center of gravity with a multi-link rear axle and an optimized chassis, the R5 guarantees optimum ride and handling performance at the top of its segments. With an ultra-short steering ratio and its capacity, R5 is your perfect city car thanks to its unrivaled agility.
So, if I understand well, it's easy to use, fun to drive, modern details, clearly incredible look. But is there any additional driving assistance features?
Alongside the driving assistance, we have also facilitated the driving experience by offering top segment driving assistance and the new features especially developed for urban use, such as automatic emergency braking in reverse and occupant safe exit.
Thank you very much for both of you for being here. Thank you, Marianne and Christian. This press conference is now coming to an end, so it's now time to leave the floor to Luca De Meo for words of conclusion.
Good. So, in my career, I had the privilege to introduce a new model probably more than 100 times. But some of them are just more special than others for the company, for the industry, and also for the customer, which is the most important. And, you know, today, I have that kind of feeling, right? A few days after the Renault Group has reported historical record results, the Renault 5 could be a game changer for us. Not only it reconnects emotionally millions of people with Renault, but it also allows us to get them on board for the switch, as was repeated numerous times today, to the switch to sustainable, and connected mobility. With this model, we will have the advantage to be the first in Europe to have an EV native platform in the small car segment. And thanks to this bold choice, we will achieve the same price as combustion engine vehicles. Making AV mainstream, of course, is not only about price, it's also about innovation. That's what we do, for example, with the Renault. The Renault Avatar, packed with AI, evolves over time, like a Tamagotchi, to make the car, intelligent and a learning product. It's a good example, as Christian said, of what we call humanized technology at Renault. And with the vehicle-to-grid, we bring a solution at a time when we rediscover, unfortunately, how expensive energy is. It allows customer to re-inject the electricity stored in the battery, as Marianne was saying, into the grid when it is appropriate. And I repeat it, what she said before, to reduce their electricity bill. In France, we calculated up to 50% of the electricity bill, which is huge. So Renault 5 is about all of that, but in fact the story goes much further, because Renault 5 is also Ampere, and it's the battle to reinvent the European automotive industry. And it's a car that is made in Europe. In fact, we have demonstrated that it's possible, even if others told us that it would never work. So yes, it is possible when you make bold decisions and create disruptive organization. It will enable us to develop a car in 3 years instead of 4, to manufacture it in less than 10 hours, to shoot for carbon neutrality in a matter of a couple of years. And it's even easier when you have an iconic car such as this one to move the teams and motivate all the system around. Yes, we can, and we will push innovation, cost reduction, and speed even further. The European car industry is up to the challenge coming from the East and from the West. This is also what this little Renault 5 is telling us. So believe me, it's going to be a very, very exciting ride. Thank you very much for coming.